Hey there! Welcome back to episode 2 of the Teen Tiny episodes, which is usually a follow-up of a build video that I post every Sunday. Unfortunately, this Sunday I didn't get a build video out, and there will not be one coming late like I usually try to do for you guys if I'm not on time. Let me just take the first few moments of this, and I'll explain to you what happened this week, because it was a little hectic down here. So, I'm just going to turn you around so you can see. And let me get you the angle. Okay. So, my workbench is, this is really my assembly table. It's a little messy. Everything's all stained, and these are the tops to the bunk bed shelves that we were supposed to be making this week. Basically, these we're going to screw onto here like this, and then you have a second one obviously, and then these would slip over the rails of a bunk bed to hold my client's kids' alarm clock and their glasses. Unfortunately, when I went to screw the bracket to this one, the screw caught a hairline crack on this side, and I got pretty close with the glue up, so hopefully I won't have to make a new one. I have extra material if I do, but hit a hairline crack and this entire thing just split apart. So that was that. I can't see it, which is pretty good. So I glued that back together. And then before that actually happened, these brackets are just 2 pieces of 4/4 oak that I glued together and then cut out the shape on my bandsaw. This screw happened to be in the perfect spot to split that glue line apart, even though it was long grain to long grain, and that piece split out. So by the time I had all this stuff stained Friday night, came down here Saturday morning before I went to work to assemble it all and put the first coat of lacquer on it. I didn't have time to get a build video out, so that's unfortunate. I was going strong. I think I had a month in a row without missing one, and that really sucks because I really enjoy making those videos for you guys, and I've been getting a lot of good responses on them lately. So I'm going to finish this up before I get to work on this week's project, which should be the face frames for the cabinets. I'll show you the cherry that I picked up today for that here in just a few minutes. But yeah, let's go back over to the bench. Anyways, that happened, and that really frustrated me because that project, I had a really long, stressful week at school again, so that was all done Friday night. Fully expected to have the video ready for you guys Sunday morning rather, because I got everything to the point of staining it Friday evening, and then that all happened, and I didn't have time between my work shift and all that stuff that night to finish that up. So moving on, I didn't have any questions coming from the comments this week, so there's nothing to cover there, but I did want to show you the cherry that I picked up today. So let's just walk outside to the area that's behind my shop. You get to see a little bit more of this area down here. Go through these double doors, and here's the cherry. Now this, sorry I kicked the camera. This is just a half sheet of 1/4 inch cherry plywood with a, looks like an MDF core. It's got a pretty thick veneer on it. That was nice, and these are 5 solid cherry boards, each 8 feet long, and I think my thinnest one is this one at just over 6. So these should, hopefully, cross fingers, make up all the face frames for those upper cabinets, which I'm pretty positive I have enough material, solid material. I was supposed to get a 5 foot by 5 foot sheet of this, but they were closing and I didn't want to hold them up, so I came home with this. I'm going to end up needing 2 full sheets, so by the time I'm ready for these, I should be able to get 8 or 9 of the 10 doors out of this one sheet. So by the time I'm ready for that 10th or that 9th and 10th one, it'll be time to go back and get more solid lumber anyways for the lower cabinets. So that'll all work out, and I've been experimenting with some different kinds of ways to build these doors. I think I'm going to do them with pocket holes just because it'll save me time, and it's not like it looks any different than it would if I did a mortise and tenon joint. Plus they're strong enough for cabinet doors. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I'm thinking about building those, and then we will move on with, actually that'll probably be it for this week, so not a whole lot going on down here. So I'm just going to show you how I'm planning on doing those doors. Okay, if we look down at my messy workbench here, the plan for this is to take my 2 pieces of cherry at the length that I need them. These are terribly small. Take my piece of cherry and, you know, join it just like you would any other joint. Pocket hole screw through the back, and then I think I want to plug the pocket holes, obviously. But around Christmas time I had a bit of a router accident. It wasn't anything too serious. I got really lucky. It was just the 1/4 inch upcut spiral bit sort of ran through a workpiece because I was using the entire bit and not just a portion of it. This cut should have been done on the table saw. It would have avoided the injury that occurred, but it just clipped my left pinky. But to this day I'm still a little shaky about the router table, especially if I have to plunge a cut like I was during that operation. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and join these with pocket holes, plug the pocket hole in the back, but when I go to cut the 1/4 inch groove for my plywood, which is just under a 1/4 inch, so that'll take some experimenting, is I'm going to run all the way through both pieces, and then I'll just cut a series of shims that'll go down in the top, and that'll really seal it off and make it look like I did a through mortise and tenon joint like you would on the, it's not really a mortise and tenon joint, but a tongue and groove joint like you would on the router table, and it'll make me feel better about the cut. So look out for cabinet face frames part 1 this week, or maybe part 2 of the mahogany end table. Oh, something about that. I purchased a 3D printer probably about a month ago now, which was what was going to sit on that end table. Unfortunately, the 3D printer, something was wrong with the firmware that was flashed onto it, and I had to send it back. So that is on its way back to Amazon. So I don't have anything to put on the end table, so that's kind of on the back burner. These cabinets are definitely priority number 1, aside from any commissions that I have coming in like I have the last 2 weeks. So that wraps it up for this Teen Tiny. I'd like to ask you, if you haven't already, to subscribe. It'll let you get notified whenever I post a video, and you get to watch me and my channel grow. Also, I'd like you to follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. Twitter is @woodworkingteen. There's no the, somebody already has that tag. And Instagram is @thewoodworkingteen. I'm most active on Twitter. You get updates from around the shop for the upcoming project, whatever. And the only reason for that is it's easier for me to do because I don't have to sign out of my personal Instagram account to do Twitter. I don't have a personal Twitter account. So follow me on those. You get shop updates, like I said. And if I have any questions or anything during the week and somebody here can't answer them for me, then I like to ask you guys, and I get some good input from you guys. So thank you for that. Also, reminder, if you want a question answered on this show, make sure you leave a comment either below this video or below the project video for that week, and just put -TT after that comment so I know that you want it answered more in depth on this show. If there's anything else that I didn't cover that you wanted to hear me talk about, let me know and I will put that in next week's. That really wraps it up for this week, and I'll talk to you next time.